MJ, one question before we start this video. It was the 4th of July and everything, and Independence Day, but why the hell are you wearing this jacket?
Well, sadly, my special anonymous general manager didn't need to get involved tonight because
Vincent Kennedy McMahon was on the show tonight, brother. Yeah, you got special jet, special limousine. I'm wearing this special jacket here just to honour Vince McMahon and the fact he appeared on Raw. We want to see him on Raw more often, don't we?
We do,
especially if he cuts a promo like he did on the main event. But anyway, of course, we're back for a Raw review again. The British Fists are together with our jackets, of course. MJ?
Ka-ching.
Yep, and one thing's for sure, you guys need to subscribe up above. Like this video and comment your thoughts on the show down below. I am Mr. Parker, and this guy sitting next to me, the Bischoff-loving MJ.
What's up?
And I'm Mr. Parkin. But anyway, we'll stop doing those. We'll stop doing those references now. MJ, where can these people contact us?
You can contact us in the links in the description box below.
Yes, I should have wore a tie, really, shouldn't I? But oh well. Smart casual dress was the form of the video. So let's get straight onto this Raw review then, because we started off this. This Raw with the announcement that there'll be a triple threat for the #1 contenders match between Del Rio, Rey Mysterio, and R-Truth after Punk's suspension. And then we had the announcement of Alex Riley versus Miz as well. So at least we got some sort of build-up for the matches and stuff, which was quite good in my opinion.
We did. It was a good start, I think, yeah.
And who did we open with, MJ?
We opened with...
Don't get any monster on my jacket, MJ. No. Just keep that away from me.
John Cena.
We opened tonight with John Cena, and he comes out and basically says that he found nothing wrong with what Punk said last week. And I was thinking to myself, I was surprised. I didn't really expect him to come out and say this. You know, WWE's #1 big face coming out and saying that what Punk says was right. I didn't really expect this, did you?
He said that even though I don't like what he said about me, I'm going to say what he said about the rest of the WWE was right, and he had the right to say it because of free speech.
First Amendment, of course. We all should know that, you Americans out there. He also called out Vince McMahon because he says he wants to face CM Punk in this match. And, you know, this is probably one of the best, probably one of the better sort of John Cena openings that we've seen, just because it didn't make us puke.
Very true, and it wasn't the whole, you know, I'm the champ is it,
jokes
blah, blah,
and
blah.
jokes and
yeah, and all this shit that he goes on before.
It was a good serious segment, and it actually set up our main event of the night, which was a promo between him and Vince McMahon. So it kind of did its job.
Good to look forward to.
Yep, and it's continuing this whole CM Punk thing, which needs to be done. It's one of the bigger talking points in WWE right now. So it's good they're working with this.
Because the thing is, at the moment, it's like CM Punk is not at Money in the Bank. So I think for Cena to praise and really want this means so much for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, of course. And after that opening segment, though, which was pretty good in our opinion, we got a Divas match. So way to kill your momentum there, WWE, because we had Kelly and Eve versus the Bella Twins. Was there really much to this match at all?
No, still, this match won't be exciting. No. It's just going to be the same win. You know who's going to win. It's just pretty obvious now.
I guess this is kind of building up to the pay-per-view okay, because Kelly and Brie Bella are going to have a match, but I don't know, this match really did nothing for me. What, lasted 2-3 minutes?
The Bella Twins have had their moments to shine in the past now, so I think it's now the Bellas are in a way putting Kelly over to try and give her chance and look good in the WWE.
Good points there, Andrew. Shall we just move on from that, because I'm fed up with talking about Divas. Next we have a tag team match. We have his favourite tag team, Santino and Kozlov, versus the Nexus, David Otunga and Michael McGillicuddy. And finally, WWE is showcasing their tag team champions for the first time since they won the tag team championships in a fucking match. Thank you, WWE.
And what I'm going to say is, straight away, I thought, without Punk there, without Mason there, Nexus are going to get more buried. But luckily,
they won.
Michael
McGillicuddy hit a net.
He picked up the win. Yeah.
I was surprised there because I really thought they were going to, as CM Punk was going out of WWE, I really thought they were going to sort of take the tag titles off Nexus and put them on someone else. But they won this match. I'm actually quite glad they won it. I know you're a big fan of Santino and Kozlov, but you've got to give the champs some kind of match, some kind of win, some sort of momentum, because they haven't had any for ages now.
Well, to be honest, I can't see them being champs much longer. They've lost Punk. They've lost Mason Ryan for a little while. So I think with them on their own, they're going to struggle, and I think they're not going to be champs for much longer.
So basically for Nexus it's
going downhill for me.
I'd say the exact same thing. One question though. Why did Zack Ryder come out for 5 seconds and go, Woo, woo, fucking woo.
And what I did say, if you can remember, during Raw, I said, Kurt Hawkins,
Kurt Hawkins.
Kurt Hawkins.
We want to see this tag team.
I thought that's why he came out. Because he came out to look directly at Nexus. I thought, come on.
It would be a perfect opportunity, wouldn't it, for them to tag team up and maybe go against the Nexus.
It would have been. But yeah, if it's not going to lead to Kurt Hawkins returning, then that was just stupid. Why did he come out to a tag match?
I don't know, mate. To be honest, I'm just as confused as you are, so don't worry. I'm just wearing this suit to make me look smart today, that's all. Then we had a backstage segment with Sergeant Slaughter and Evan Bourne, and then Jack Swagger comes in and interrupts it and sets up a match between Swagger and Slaughter. And is this really the best they've got for Jack Swagger at the moment? Come on, this guy is in Money in the Bank. Is this really the best they've got, NJ, really, for Jack Swagger?
Well, with the other wrestlers who Jack Swagger could have faced, they're all doing something, apart from one, which we'll get to a bit later.
Oh, God. Would that be Drew McIntyre by any chance? Yes.
After that burial last week, he could have basically came back and done something tonight, but sadly they're just not doing nothing.
They're not doing anything with Drew McIntyre. It's fucking pissing me off.
With Jack Swagger, they gave him the win, so that's making him look somewhat okay for the pay-per-view.
But it's making him look so weak going up against Sergeant Slaughter. I mean, it's just surely they could have something better for him to do, especially going into this Money in the Bank pay-per-view, where we really need to see him look viable in some way or form. All I can say is at least Swagger won this quickly. Then Evan Bourne come out at the end. I suppose because them two are in the Money in the Bank, it's kind of nice to see some interaction between them two. And then Sergeant Slaughter and Matt Sydal, Evan Bourne, do the Pledge of Allegiance. So great, yeah. So what did you think of that overall?
Again, even with that end bit of Evan Bourne and even Sergeant Slaughter, it still didn't really do anything.
Nope. Short match, didn't do much for me, really.
I'll just swipe that away.
Should we move on?
Let's go on.
Our 1 hour main event segment was the #1 contendership match. And one question I will ask you here. I know we had a very good main event segment that we'll go on to later, but how come the #1 contendership isn't the main event? They've done this so many times recently now, and I'm really kind of questioning this whole motive of WWE at the moment that they don't use their #1 contendership as a main event type match.
I don't know, but I think with this here, it's in the wrong place because the following match could have been here instead. But the match itself, from how we worked out, we have Alberto Del Rio, who is expected to face John Cena at SummerSlam, and he has his destiny, so he could have had the briefcase be his destiny.
Not even Rey.
Rey Mysterio face versus face would work. R-Truth would have been the clear winner because he didn't need to be in Money in the Bank, but
it could have continued the feud as well.
That could have, and sadly, well, not sadly, because it's also a good thing, I guess. Alberto Del Rio picked the win. Yeah,
this match I thought was decent. I think it was one of the better matches of the night. The problem I get here is all these guys are in Money in the Bank. You just announced them for Money in the Bank. Now you're announcing them as the #1 contender. And with what happened in the main event segment, it just really confuses this a bit more, doesn't it? And it's kind of a shame, really. They don't really seem to know what they're doing with their title match now. All of a sudden, WWE Money in the Bank.
No, and I'm saying that again, it's going to be just like on SmackDown. You had 1 week that made no sense. Like you had the whole Mark Henry pinning Randy Orton. And at first we thought, what's going on here? I think with this Raw, you had this triple threat match for the #1 contender to face John Cena at Money in the Bank. Again, it's not making much sense because of the follow-on. But again, I don't know. But they'll probably explain it next week.
To be honest, I think we'll be discussing this further in the main event promo, which I'm sure we'll spend a lot of time reviewing later. After this match, we had, Dolph Ziggler and Vicky Guerrero coming out doing a 4th of July segment.
Happy birthday. Shut up! No, she didn't say shut up. She said,
excuse me!
I'm going to do that, And then she carried on singing and blah. And then eventually Kofi came out and pushed.
I know it's the 4th of July, but come on, could they not use these two in a match maybe? Or maybe in some kind of other segment which might hype some sort of rivalry between the two? I mean, Kofi interfered. This is very obvious, wasn't it? We knew Kofi was going to interfere. And Vicky gets pushed into a cake. Woo, boo, who cares?
And then they get chased backstage, and then Vicky's on her own.
Pointless segment.
But yeah.
Pointless segment, in my opinion, would you say?
Talk about pointless. This match should have been replaced or put where the triple threat match was, but we had The Miz versus Alex Riley.
Yeah, this is this is the kind of match I really want to see at pay-per-view. I don't mind this I don't mind this match being on Raw because we know it's going to be a good match. It's going to generate a lot of interest. It's just the result I'm not too sure with. It makes sense as they're both going into the Money in the Bank, so they both need a match going and a push going into it.
Is, we've had this at a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And why have these two face each other again on Raw? You could have maybe put...
But you're not going to be using them in a match. You're going to be using them in the Money in the Bank match. So
yeah, but they didn't have to face each other. You could have put Miz versus someone else. Yeah. Versus someone. You don't have to have them face each other again.
I agree.
And the win, for flip's sake, it didn't end in DQ. It didn't end with Miz getting a win. No. Alex Riley did.
It would have been better if it ended in a DQ because then both wrestlers don't look weak. What I will say about this, I know Riley won, which... You know, it's kind of good in a way, but kind of bad in another way because it kind of affects the continuation of the feud a little bit. But at least, I know Miz is looking very weak at the moment because he's losing to Riley, but at least we see Miz finally getting one up on Riley after all these weeks of Riley getting one up on Miz, which is one thing I will say about this. I didn't like the result, but I like the aftermath of the match.
That made up for it, I guess, and made Miz look somewhat decent.
But it should have ended in a DQ. Are we both agreed on that?
It should have, yes.
Definitely. Shall we move on to this main event then, NJ?
This is the best part of the night.
This is definitely the best part of the night, mainly because it kind of pushed the edge between worked shoot and actual shoot promo, if you know what I mean. You didn't really know what was going on here, and that was kind of what was very mysterious about the whole promo, in my opinion. We had a video package hyping it all up, didn't we? With this whole Punk thing and Vince McMahon.
Yes,
exactly, yeah, which is good. I enjoyed that.
And the thing is, Vince starts off and basically, to cut his promo short, he's basically swept CM Punk away and just said that's all I have to say. Yeah. And then Cena comes out.
Yeah, Vince McMahon just says he deserved to be suspended, and then sort of goes, right, bye, I'm off to my jet.
And here, I'll put my thumb down because when Cena came out, but luckily, Cena actually did a good job. He comes out and gets in Vince's face and says that Punk was right with the things he said, and everyone should have their right to speak, just like you. You always come out here, you're someone that is always there. He's always proved himself. Why not let your wrestlers?
Just like the YouTubers out there have a right to speak about our videos, right?
They do.
In the comment section below, of course.
True.
So I really did like what Cena did here, standing up against the boss, especially seeing as he's kind of like the poster boy of WWE. It was kind of nice to see. He says, what happened to Mr. McMahon, the fighter? What happens to the guy that fought people that came into the ring and not just, suspended them? And Cena and the people want this match. And then Cena basically demanded the match.
And Vince kept saying no. He kept saying no. Because his main reason, which I do agree with his main reason, he does not want his WWE title taken from the WWE and put onto another show like Ring of Honor or TNA.
I do agree with him on that point.
That was true.
Yes.
Because obviously it would look bad for Vince if their top title has moved show. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, with Cena being the top guy...
Monster again.
Yeah. With him being the top guy, there's bound... You're thinking, Cena's got this match won.
Yeah.
Have faith in Cena. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about the title. Just take the risk and go for the match.
Yeah. Basically, Vince McMahon gets into Cena's face and says, I don't know whether you can beat CM Punk. Which is kind of stupid because surely if he's booking the thing, he can make CM Punk lose, but whatever.
And I think Vince, he really, after years and years of having Cena win matches, do all these expand this big things, you should see that he has more like the chance of beating Punk.
Yeah.
But shame Vince didn't see that in him.
Yeah. This was definitely the highlight of the night. The problem is here, we now have a number one contender, and Vince McMahon give John Cena his match. So we now have a number one contender, but we now have Punk having his match at the main event, Money in the Bank. So that kind of confuses us all. What's going on with Money in the Bank? What's going on with this number one contender? What's going on with the title match?
The way I see it, there's two things I would do. Number one, keep Money in the Bank as it is, and have the number one contender match another pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Or make it a triple threat.
Okay, maybe that. But the main point of this promo was pretty much at the end, where Vince McMahon takes the title to Cena after he walked out on him, of course, and basically says, "You've got your match, but if Cena loses, he'll be fired." And as soon as he said that, me and NJ both said to each other, "We know who's going to win." That's the problem.
So I smile because I like the fact you got. This time it was Vince getting John Cena's paces. I'll come out to that ring after Punk wins and say, Cena, you're fired.
Okay, You're taking my gimmick here. I was supposed to be saying that. I'm doing something.
No, I know, but I was excited. I really wanted to say it. Cena getting fired. Yes, come on, Punk. Come on, Punk. Get it. Kick his ass. Come on, Punk. Do it. No, it's not going to happen.
All right, calm down, Bischoff. Anyway, so this was pretty much the highlight of the night, which explains why we talked about it for about 3 or 4 minutes. You know, this capped off an okay Raw, in my opinion. I really did like this main event segment. Should we just go on to our overall thoughts, or
well, one more thing
more to say about
I'm going to say Money in the Bank is a pay-per-view that we're looking forward to because it's definitely going to put some new wrestlers maybe into the main event.
Yep.
But with the Raw one, it's in jeopardy at the minute because we've got 1 more week to hype up the Raw Money in the Bank. And there's it seems to be 1 empty slot.
Put Drew McIntyre in there, or Ziggler, any one of those.
Or some I've heard of Drew is not really put back in, but again, you've got 1 week to try and fix that.
Yes, indeed. So now should we go on to overall thoughts?
That's it now.
Right, I'll go to you first, MJ. Give your overall thoughts of this show and give me a grade.
Okay, first I'm going to plug Twitter. Right, I've speak to people on Twitter and they're saying that it was not a good show. Many people are saying it weren't a good show, but to be honest, every part of Raw, I'm saying it kept me watching, it kept me interested. The only match it weren't was the Divas, but again, they're not going to get fixed for a long time.
Yep.
The final segment made the whole night, made up for the whole night, made up for the bad points. So I'm going to say now they've messed up Money in the Bank a little bit now with this whole number 1 contender. My grade would be a C.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I'll give it a C as well. Simply because, yes, there was a couple of good things in there. You have the development of the CM Punk storyline, Cena and Vince McMahon getting involved. But also you have a lot of stuff in there like the Ziggler-Vicky promo and some matches in there that sometimes, and especially in the number 1 contenders match, which didn't seem to make sense after we saw the main event. So for me, it's a C show. It wasn't the best show. It was okay. I could watch it all the way through. It was just very average in my opinion. And the only thing that bumped it from being a bad show to a decent show was the actual development of CM Punk's storyline and the main event itself, which is picking up on what is the speaking point of the year probably for WWE and CM Punk's promo.
And what would have gave me here's how I would maybe gave it a higher grade. Number 1, if you did not mess up the Raw Money in the Bank.
Yes.
Because at the minute you got us confused with 1 week away. So if you fix that on the show, maybe I would have pushed it up a bit more.
Yep.
If you maybe had, I don't know, the Diva match more interesting. If you maybe had,
Ziggler and Kofi better.
Yeah, because again, unless you're going to put Dolph into the Money in the Bank, then fine.
He should be.
Yeah, you didn't tell us that. You haven't told us that.
He should be in the Money in the Bank.
So see, there's many things that I would have gave it a higher grade if they did it wrong, but it's a C show for what it is.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things they could have improved on. Shall we just cut it there then, now that we're all dressed up and smart at the end, I guess, even though I'm not wearing a shirt, but there we go. So it's goodbye from me, Vince McMahon, and this guy sitting next to me, Eric Bischoff. Of course, now I'm joking. I'm Mr. Parkin. This guy is NJ.
What's up?
That's awesome. We love it when you say what's up, NJ. Make sure you leave your comments on the show down below. We want to hear your comments and everything. Thank you very much for watching our videos once again out there, people. Remember, you have a right to free speech to comment on our videos, of course.
And I'm sure if you did, you get our approval for leaving your comments below, but Vince, I don't think you would.
Yeah, but you'd also get a reply from us as well, so let's not forget that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys, once again, and goodbye.